chicken. Things are happening.
God, oh my god.
I'm losing my mind, y'all. I'm losing my mind. Good morning. Happy Vlogmas Day 2, or Bookmas. I'm not really sure what I'm gonna title this, but it'll probably be Vlogmas/Bookmas. But happy Vlogmas Day 2, you guys. I'm so excited. So this morning I went ahead and cleaned up a little bit and just kind of having a refresh. It is a Saturday and today I am not working. Thank the Lord. I did go in this morning and go grocery shopping a little bit. Also, if you can hear a lawnmower in the background, my bad, queen. My bad. Okay, I don't know. It's a Saturday. Now, this morning when I went grocery shopping, I just so happened to stumble upon the book section. And I've been seeing this book all over TikTok in the last couple of weeks since it came out. And from my understanding, this book was a Dramini fanfic. And I've been like, J.K. Rowling, hate that bitch. Okay, I've never read the Harry Potter books, nor will I ever, because fuck J.K. Rowling. If you want to know where I stand on that. But I have seen people sobbing over this book, and I've been feeling like, you know what? This book is giving like winter vibes. This book is giving emotional read. This book feels like it's going to be a very spiritual experience. It's like, this is what I want to read around Christmas time, and why not do it for Bookmas? So if you guys don't know what I'm talking about yet, I will be reading in this vlog Alchemised. I've heard so many things about this book and I have not picked it up. I did not read Manacled, so I know nothing. I know absolutely nothing. I didn't know what Manacled was. I was a Wattpad fanfic, not an AO3 fanfic girl, because I was young, okay, when I was into fanfics. I was like 11 to age 16, all right? I didn't know what AO3 was, but I'm really enjoying all the reviews for this book. And I keep seeing some of my favorite creators, like Larry, do a reading vlog for this. And I'm like, I don't want to watch it because I know it's going to have spoilers. And I don't want to get spoiled because what if I want to read the book? Okay? So then this morning, when I'm strolling, just happened to be in the book section because that's where you go when you're grocery shopping at Walmart. I feel like I need to know. I'm getting major FOMO. Everybody is loving this. So we're going to start this today. Okay? I don't know how long it's going to take me, but I have a feeling not very long, considering it's a 1,000-page book. Am I putting other things on hold for this? Yes, because I'm committed to you. But yeah, we've got our little coffee. I'm going to sit outside to start this. I made a little brown sugar coffee cake, hot coffee, of course, because it's just so nice out. So I'm going to go sit on the back porch, probably hang out with Benny a little bit, and we're going to start this book. Also, I'm using my Strand bookmark for the first time. Oh, it still has a price tag. $14.95 if you wanted to know. Okay, queens. Did I take a nap outside for about an hour? Yes, I did. It is now 1:15. So we are about 40 pages into Alchemized. I'm liking it. It is a lot, obviously, in the first couple of pages of world building. We're learning what happened to Helena, which she doesn't even know, so we're not learning much. But essentially Helena wakes up and she's startled by this like lady who's interrogating her, asking her where she came from, who is she, because there's no real record of her. And I guess she's found in this like tube, kind of like where, you know, where they always say like rich people are making clones of themselves and like they are freezing their bodies sort of thing, kind of like that. Except it's really rare for somebody to survive that long in that sort of a chamber. So somehow after 14 months, she survives and fully intact, except she doesn't have her memories. And then we find out that somebody went into her brain and rewired all these different pathways in her brain that lead to the memories that she has of what happened before. And obviously that was to hide some sort of information. Now, all they really know about her is that she was a healer of some sort, somebody who shouldn't have been significant enough to have to remove their memories. But she was like a member of the resistance, and the war has been over for a while. I guess they unalived everybody in front of her in like a very brutal, gruesome way, which is just insane, very traumatic. But yeah, that's pretty much what we've learned in the first 3-ish chapters. We're about halfway through chapter 3, and we're on page 40. So I'm liking it so far. It is very emotional. There's a part where she has to meet the high necromancer or whatever, like the leader of necromancy. And she's like, no, I don't want to meet him, because the last memory she has of him is him murdering Luke, who was the leader of the resistance and whose family was the founders of the alchemy school she went to. It's just very painful for her. And then she's having these flashbacks that are literally hurting her brain, of how like painfully emotional it is and how much grief she is experiencing. She's sort of just being like a test subject. They're trying to figure out what happened to her, but obviously like she doesn't know. So once they kind of realize that, they kind of just are trying their hardest to figure it out. And they have a theory that this woman who was a healer, personal healer of Luke's, who, that doesn't make any sense to her, because she's like, Luke wouldn't have ever had a personal healer. It's just really good because it's a take on like colonialism and fascism, basically. I mean, these people came in and killed all the resistance and then started trying to get people to assimilate to their language, their faith, their practices. It's very good so far. So yeah, I'm enjoying it. And I'm like, I took a nap, not because it was boring, but because I'm just tired, I guess. Recently, every time I sit down to read, I do end up falling asleep, which is why I usually read in public and I get a lot of reading done. So I think later we're gonna go somewhere to go read some more of this. But for now, I'm gonna probably make myself another cup of coffee because I think I need the energy. I'd like to get to about 100 pages today. I think I can do it because it's very entertaining, it's very captivating, and I'm not bored. I'm just tired, so.
Okay, well, considering Chicken has just decided to... Oh, Noobie. Chicken was laying on the book. But just a quick update, we are on page 85, and basically they've decided that they're going to start dissecting her brain in a new way. A way that they're not familiar with, and it is having some effects on her. Also, there was an interaction when Farron, who is the High Reeve, he goes into her head and then he kind of like has a freak out for reasons I have some suspicions of, but I won't say. And then she like has a mini panic attack, and I don't know, it's just kind of a weird interaction between them. And I think if this book is based off of a Dramini fanfic, then I have a feeling that that is gonna be a thing. I'm interested to see how that plays out, I'm not gonna lie.
So we are back. It is Sunday, and yesterday I did not get any reading done in the evening time, but we are on, I believe, page 95. So we're making really good progress. I'm enjoying this read so far, but today I think it'll be good if we change up the scenery. So I'm gonna go to my favorite little coffee shop and we're gonna try to get some reading done. I also filmed the podcast this morning and it needs to go up tomorrow, so we will be doing some editing as well. And yeah, pretty much it. I did my makeup, feeling very cute, very demure. God, no way. Oh my gosh, I need a break. I need a break. Okay. I'm taking a little bit of a break because...
What the hell just happened?
But Dr. Stroud, who is the woman who woke Helena up and is kind of like in charge of her care and getting her healthy so that they can continue to do this like weird mind shit on her to figure out what she's hiding, just delivered some news that I hate it. I hate it. But Aurelia can honestly suck a big fucking wiener because, ooh, we are on chapter 18, page 236. So I think I might read a little bit more just to get to about 100 pages for today, which is crazy to say. And if anything exciting happens, I'll update you. If not, I'll see you guys tomorrow because this is like, this book is so good. I'm losing my mind. I'm like so unwell, but also well at the same time. Do you know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna need a couple hours to process this. I don't know. Okay, something crazy is about to happen. I just know it. Oh my gosh. Jesus Christ. This is so sad. Wait, what? I'm so confused. What just happened? I mean, I think I need to... I don't even want to reread this. This is like so... Did that mean that he... Guys, I don't like this. I'm just... Oh my god, this is so dark. Oh... This is crazy. Oh, this is good. I mean, this is not good, but the writing is good. I'm gonna read you guys a quote because it's just that, oh my god. So this really crazy thing just happened in chapter 18. And she's going outside and it's like springtime now, like the outside. She's taking a walk outside. It says, she was desperate for fresh air to escape the oppressive weight of the house. But when she reached the doorway, a warm spring breeze rushed across her face, filling her lungs with a scent of loam and spring blossoms. She could see little clusters of crocuses and snowdrops peeking through the dead grass. The blackened vines covering the house were tipped with specks of green, and flocks of birds chirped as they soared overhead. It was beautiful, and it felt like a betrayal. The world was not supposed to be beautiful any longer. It was supposed to be dead and cold, forever mirroring the misery of Helena's life. Instead, it had moved on, tilting into a new season, and she could not. She was trapped forever in winter, in the season of death. Man, that's so good. I'm not gonna cry yet. I feel like, wow, this is like so dark, but it's so good. That is like just the contrast between like outside it is so beautiful and like the sun is coming out and the birds are coming back and like the world is coming to life, and she is just like dying inside, and it's so good. I don't know what else to say, guys. It's so good.
You guys can't really see him, but Chicken is now in my lap because I needed it. Hi, sweetie.
Chicken, things are happening. Things are happening. Girl, not you shedding all over my book.
It's okay though. I love your little hairs.
I hate this bitch. Ugh. I'm not okay. Farron is such a bitch. Ugh. Liar. Liar, liar, pants on fire. I'm losing my mind, y'all. I'm losing my mind. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm really excited. First of all, today is Thursday, and yes, I'm at work. It's about 9:30-ish, and I wanted to give you guys an update on this book because I haven't really updated you guys in the last 2 days. But I am almost halfway through. I'm at page 488, and we're in part 2, and I am extremely just impressed with Senlin Yu's ability to create a story that is extremely compelling and well thought out and complex, and a world that is so complex, like especially with books that include war. I feel that a lot of authors sometimes just focus on the battles, on the action, and that's always good, but I think that this one more so focuses on obviously we're following a female main character who's not in the action, so obviously we're not going to be getting a ton of that information, but I almost like this more where we follow a character that isn't necessarily in battle. Of course, we're getting updates of each battle and the wins and the losses and things like that. But what we're also getting is a lot of the strategy behind a lot of what's going on. We're getting tons of backstory. We're getting character development in our female main character. Okay, so yes, we're in a different place. I'm at work, and we are in the middle of a crazy battle scene. This is so... Senlin Yu put there. Sorry, somebody corrected me about Senlin Yu's pronouns. My bad. Correction. They put their whole badussy into this scene. Oh my god, it's so good. It's so fucking good. Oh. Girl! She's so dumb. Queen, don't be done. Period. He. Oh. Okay. Oh my gosh. This book is so good. I'm losing my marbles. I just want to give you. Hold on. I'm on page 646. I think I've read 100 pages today. Yup. Just know that this book, it's oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. San Yu is so talented, oh my goodness. Hey besties! I am so excited today to update the vlog. It's been a couple of days since I have updated you guys on Alchemised, but I am in the last 120-ish pages, the last like 200 pages. I am obsessed with this book so far. I genuinely, there's like the political intrigue is so good, and like the tension and the heartache. What? Oh no! Ugh. Okay, so I just got back. Well, I didn't just get back, but I have been back from Thanksgiving dinner for a while now. I went to go hang out and like leave the house and sit and read and play a little bit of pool. But we are officially in, let's see how many pages we have left. I don't want to spoil it. I mean, like, I don't know what else is gonna happen, but like, I really hope nothing's sad. Those are acknowledgements. Okay. Nope. Oh my god, I just read the first word on the last page. 1024. Okay, so there's 1024 pages, and we are on page 966, so we've got about 80 pages left, and I would like to finish this tonight because I feel like it's gonna ruin me, and I would prefer to cry tonight than tomorrow. So that's what we're gonna do. So let's get back into reading. Something crazy just happened while I was reading that I literally had to stop because I was like, I need to film my reaction to whatever the fuck is gonna happen next, because I swear to God, if something horrible happens next, I'm gonna lose my mind. I'm gonna lose my fucking mind, because as of right now, we are somewhat in the clear. Okay, we are somewhat in the clear, but we have 73 pages left, so we'll see how that goes, okay? I just like, this line right here just makes me feel like things are about to go south, and I don't like it. I really don't like it. That's so sad. No. No. Yay. I mean, like, good. Paul. Okay, thank God. I thought something crazy was just about to happen. Okay, shawties. Actually, I'm gonna take these sunglasses off. Hello! Alright, so I wanted to give my final thoughts on Alchemised while I make my little coffee. This is my second coffee of the day, because of course. But, hold on, I have this hot pot of water. I don't have a kettle in my house, which is gonna be on my Christmas list. But, I wanna get like a really nice one. So, it is chilly out today. I'm so excited. We're also going to be filming a wrap-up today, so if you see me in the same outfit for the wrap-up, just ignore it. But let's talk about Alchemised. Okay. This part of the video is going to be spoiler-free, so don't worry. But basically, I loved this book. It was so good. Okay, let's talk about the magic system really quick. The magic system in this is not just like fae or anything like that, because we've seen that. We've seen it done a million times and I love it every time, but it was so cool to see something new and different. And in this magic system, there's like alchemists, there's necromancy, there's vivimancy, there's what else? Resonance. Okay, so basically like animancy is the ability to like bring somebody who's dead alive and like have them do things for you. Basically, they're like your dead slaves. Okay, you're turning them into a zombie. And so those are the animancers, and then those are usually people who have also necromancy, which is like bringing those people to life, right? And there's this big great institute called the Eternal Flame, which is like the royalty in this place, because they are the ones that teach people how to use their alchemy and how to like use their iron resonance or their gold resonance or their pyromancy, right? And so there's this like beautiful family who's like the center of it all. They're like the saviors. They're like the clean ones, the morally good people, right? And they're trying to like save everybody from necromancy, because necromancy is evil and etc., right? So basically, the story follows Helena, who she was somebody who was a healer for the Eternal Flame, okay? So in part 1, she has zero memory of anything that happened before, like during the war, basically. Like she has like no idea, okay? And she's being held captive, she's being held prisoner because they're trying to figure out what happened, because when they go into her brain to try and figure out what happened and who she is and why she's important, they can't see any of her memories. They're all like rerouted. Think of it as like there's a maze in your brain, and instead of like them being able to find like the center of the maze, it's like being rerouted. Like they put a line right there and then it's like being rerouted somewhere else, and so they cannot see anything, and neither can she. And she's kind of like, she doesn't really know what's going on either. Then in part 2, we find out what happens, okay? And then in part 3, it is like the aftermath, because part 2 is just an entire flashback. So we get all the contexts of what happens, okay? I'm not gonna spoil what happens. And then part 3 is like the resolution. And it was so good, okay? So the magic system is super cool. It's super interesting. Helena's a healer, but she also has vivimancy, which again is like the opposite of necromancy. Just means like you can bring people back to life, but like every time you use it, there's this thing called the toll that happens to people who are like healers, and I think it also happens to anybody with magic. But basically, like, you've used too much of your magic. Every time you heal somebody, you give a little piece of your life away, and so there's this thing that's called the toll, which basically like just makes you go crazy and like lose your mind a little bit. And so it's kind of a worry in the book, but I'll let you find out what happens with that. She is held prisoner by somebody who is called the High Reeve. Now, the High Reeve is this person who is like the killer. He is like the general. He is the scariest person in this city, because what they're trying to do is like take over Palladia, which is where the story takes place, and get rid of the Eternal Flame, because they're like, y'all think you're better than everybody else and you're just not. And the Eternal Flame is like, y'all think y'all are gonna win, but you're not, because good always wins. And they're like relying on the sun god's soul to come down and shine upon them and give Luke Holdfast, who is like the last remaining member of the Eternal Flame family, the Holdfasts, and they're waiting for like soul to give him like an extra boost of power so he can defeat the Necrothals, which are like the little army people, which is really, really difficult because these people are human. The Eternal Flame people, the Resistance, they are human. And all of like the Necrothals people under Murrow, who is like the king of all the Necrothals, and he is like the one in charge, and he's the one who's leading this attempt to take over, and like they're winning, okay, because these Necrothals are dead. And so they also though are undying, which is like a separate version. So then they have like the Necrothals, who are just kind of like foot soldiers, and then they have the Undying, who literally do not die. They just like, they regrow. Like you could rip out their heart and it just regrows. Like it doesn't even matter, okay? There's like only one way to kill them, and it's very difficult to get that close to them, and yada yada, and then they just kind of like revive, and then they come back out. And so they can like endlessly fight for hours. And so that's basically the gist. Now, let's talk about characters wise. The High Reeve is morally black, okay? This man does not give a singular fuck, okay? Just know it never gets better. I'm not gonna spoil it. But basically, he's a baddie and he don't care, okay? He's gonna be a baddie till the day he die, okay? He's like, I'm not changing for nobody, queen. But he takes his orders from Murrow. And Murrow is like this nasty fucking dude who's got like way too much fucking power, and he is like doing all this crazy shit, and he's the one leading this charge. So in the Eternal Flame, we have Luke, who is like the Principate. He is whatever. His father's been murdered by one of the students at their school, right? Oh, my camera's gonna die. Okay, as I was saying, Luke's dad has been unalived, like he gone, okay? And that's kind of like how this whole war started, was they got rid of him. And then, Luke's in charge, but he not ready. Homeboy not ready, okay? He's not ready. Now, the Principate, like the Holdfast, they have a family adjacent to them who is like trained for life to protect them. And the eldest daughter is Lila Bayard. She's also really, really close with Helena. And Helena is this sponsored student who was brought from, I believe, the south, but a place called Etras. So she's Etrasian, and she has a different accent. They speak a different language, and they're not necessarily this like northerner, like educated. Again, like it's kind of a very big. This whole book is filled with commentary on like society, politics, war. It's so good. Okay, so basically, she's kind of the outcast. But Luke really takes her in because he's like, she's a good girl, she's a queen, we love her, and she's really good at healing, so we got to do her some favors and help her out here. So she was sponsored to go to school. After her father was murked, okay, murked by a Necrothal. And so she has like all these traumas, and she's like fighting tooth and nail for the Eternal Flame. She's like, queen, we're gonna save it. She's in the hospital healing people day in, day out. She's exhausted. Homegirl is tired, okay? That's all I'm gonna tell you about Helena. So, everything else for the rest of this video is going to be a spoiler. So if you haven't read the book, okay, do not watch. Go ahead and like this video though. Like this video because I know you liked it. Subscribe, and also save this video on like a playlist so you can come back and watch it afterwards, and then we can discourse in the comments. Don't read the comments because you're probably gonna get spoiled, okay? Because we're gonna discourse in the comments. I'm so excited. I'm so excited to discourse with the queens. I love you though. I'll see you later, okay? Bye. Bye. Okay, so now that it's just us here, we're in the group, guys. We're in group 7. We are in group 7, okay? Oh my God. We're gonna have a discussion, okay? I've been hearing on the Tickies of Talks that people don't like Kane. I'm sorry, you don't like Kane? I'm sorry, you don't fuck with Kane? Get out my fucking face. Get out my fucking face. Kane is the king, okay? Don't disrespect my boy like that, okay? I feel so bad for him. Like, oh my God. Guys, hold on. Oh, that's so good. I put cinnamon sticks in there, by the way. Okay. So basically, Kane Farron was also a student at the school, and he's a part of like the Iron Guild family. Basically, they have all the iron in this place called Palladia. Like they produce it, they manufacture it, and they sell it, and they're like that's where they come from, money. And he obviously has a resonance that is like specific to iron, obviously. And so let's talk about part 1, okay? When she wakes up, let's talk about how intense the first like 2 chapters are, where she's like awake and she's being thrown into the situation. They're asking her questions and she's like, bitch, I don't fucking know. Okay, period. That was so, this entire book is so fucking well written. I can't, okay? Selin, Selin, you are that bitch. You are that bitch. Yeah. Okay, because part 1 had me like locked in. Okay, let's talk about chapter 18 because I know everybody's want to know my opinion on it. Was it necessary? Here's my thing. A lot of people like to call things like this trauma porn, right? Like glorifying trauma. And like, I'm here for us calling out that. But I'm gonna tell you something, as somebody who's been through a lot of trauma, I think it's important to understand the difference between trauma porn and understanding that some books are meant to show you trauma to a level that opens your eyes to the horrors of the world. And in order to tell these stories, because also we can't bring awareness to these problems without telling these stories, right? And that's my opinion, okay? I think that the story could have done without it, yes. Of course, every story every work of fiction could be done without certain points or traumas or plot devices in the story, because it's made up. You could just put something else there, right? It's all made up. It's not a real story. But I think that it was a huge part of what Helena goes through in part 3. And that makes part 3 have purpose, and it makes it so that the relationship is much more complicated than just what it was and what it is after part 2. And so I think if you didn't like it, it's a very triggering chapter. It is not super graphic, but it is detailed. And I would say to just beware. There is a trigger warning though in the back of the book, and I think that it should be in the front of the book, and that's my only problem with that, is that it should be in the front, not in the back. I think a lot of people were saying, you know, how could you forgive somebody like that? And there's a line where Helena says, you were raped too. And I think, at first I read that and I was like, what? And you know me, I'm a man eater. Like, I hate men. Okay, period, point blank. Except for my man. That's the only one I like. But I'm always the person who's like, yeah, like, men ain't shit. But the topic of like men also experiencing these things is extremely important to talk about. And in the situation, the context of what happens in chapter 18 is he's trying to save her. He's not trying to save himself. He didn't have to do that. He could have said no. He could have said no. But then he would have known that she would have been taken elsewhere to be by somebody else. And probably violently and all this stuff. And now in the moment, obviously in part 1, she does not know that he and her have already done this act consensually. And that is why he gets literally viscerally sick afterwards. And it is extremely heartbreaking, and to like see his hesitation to engage in something similar with her in part 3 after she remembers everything is extremely sad. That made me really cry. And when she said that, you know, you've been too, that at first my reaction was again like, what? No, he wasn't. But he was. This was something that he's been forced into, otherwise he's going to die. And if he dies, she's gonna be left to suffer and be tortured. And once she has fulfilled her usefulness, she will also die. And it will have all been for nothing. And so that's my opinion on chapter 18. And if you have a differing opinion, I understand why. I think people need to know the difference between this an actual trauma porn, which is when people are glorifying their trauma online, right? By constantly sharing it over and over again and almost having the sense of pride that they've gone through this thing and satisfaction from making other people experience the trauma through them. Now, let's talk part 2. Oh my god, I fucking hate Luke. Thank God. I'm sorry. That man can honestly just is garbage. You're so dumb. Ilva, bitch, could honestly catch these hands. She could honestly catch these hands. Because what the fuck do you mean? Crowther? I don't know what his deal was. I was thinking maybe because Atreus took over his body, I was like thinking possibly at some point Crowther would like, we would find out in part 2 that like he was like low-key on her side, but like he never was. He just fucking used her. He abused her and then didn't give a fuck what happened to her, and he abandoned everybody. And thank God Atreus took over your body, hoe, because we needed that. And I don't know. Also, Ivy pissed me off, and at the same time when Helena at the end was like, I don't feel sorry for her, I didn't feel sorry for her either, girl. You got all these people killed because you wanted to save your sister who was already dead. What? Period. I don't know. Fuck Ivy. She could honestly catch these hands also. Oh, Lila. Oh my god, Paul and Enid at the end. I was like, okay, cute little romance. Okay. And it is so sad, and I'm so happy that Enid understands like what her father did, and like obviously isn't excusing what he did, but is understanding the situation and the circumstances he was in. And I thought it was beautiful. And I think it's really sad that she has to live the rest of her life with nobody remembering her mother, even though Helena is the fucking reason. She's the fucking reason why there was anybody left to fight for this. Why Lila was alive to fight for this, why Paul is alive to fight for this and to be there. Like, she is the whole reason, and she will not be remembered. And I think that is such a big commentary on the fact that a lot of people, especially women, who have bigger roles in history than we know, we will never know because men write the history books and they are the ones that are glorified, and she was cast aside and forgotten. And the ending was good. I felt a little bit dissatisfied because I wanted the unrealistic ending, which was, that they could come back to Palladia and she could be remembered. Like when Lila was taking her to this statue, this memorial, I thought it was going to be of Helena. But of course, like, she can't be remembered. She cannot be a big part of history because then people will come by asking questions and want to know more about her, and she can't be somebody that others look into. But you guys, the political intrigue, the side characters, the side plots, the overall entirety of this book was so complex and beautifully well written and well done. Not a single piece of that book felt useless or like we could have done without. It was 1,000 pages. Not a single one of them was wasted. Not a single one of them felt like this is useless. There's nothing happening here. Why the hell do I know any of this? Why am I hearing any of it? I did not feel like that, not once throughout the entire book. And it is, in fact, a 5-star book. So let's discourse in the comments. How do you feel about chapter 18? Like, let's have an open conversation in the comments. No judgments, guys. No arguing either. This is not a place for that. But like anything else, like that I missed or that I didn't discuss, but like I love this book. I think it was the best book I've read all year, if not in my entire life. It's definitely top 5. But yeah, that is it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching this little Alchemised reading vlog. Thanks for enjoying day 2 of Vlogmas or Bookmas. I will be posting tomorrow again, so go check that out. I'm very excited for you guys to see it. I think tomorrow's video is going to be me decorating for Christmas, so go check that out because it's gonna be cute. If you haven't seen the last Bookmas video, go check that out. Love it. I will see you guys later with another new video soon enough. Bye, Queenies. Bye.